Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, you're looking at the Temple Mount there in the old city of Jerusalem. And, of course, Monday, August the 4th, 2014, was the 9th of Av, which is a national day of mourning and a very important day in Jewish history and in history of the nation of Israel. It is the day that the first temple was destroyed by the Babylonian Empire that actually set right up here on this Temple Mount area. All right? And it was destroyed in 586 BC by Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonian Empire. Now, it was rebuilt under Ezra and Nehemiah, and it's known as King Herod's temple, but it was destroyed a second time, which Jesus said it would be. He prophesied its destruction, and it happened in 70 A.D. by the Roman Empire. Now, since then, Israel has been without a temple on this sacred Temple Mount for the Jews because this is the same ridge, same area in which Abraham offered Isaac as a sacrifice unto the Lord. And it's not far from this ridge where Christ is crucified on the cross, just down a little ways from there outside the city walls. You also, if you're standing over in this area, back behind here, is the Mount of Olives, and you can look down upon the city as well. It's an awesome place to be. Well, let me just say this. Monday, August the 4th, was the 9th of Av. It was also the 100th anniversary of the beginning invasion. It was World War I officially began as Germany invaded Belgium 100 years ago to the day on Monday, and it was also President Barack Obama's birthday. Well, in Jerusalem, hundreds of Jews ascended on the Temple Mount for the 9th of Av. Now, they did this on Tuesday morning, which would have still been part of the 9th of Av, because the 9th of Av begins at sunset on Monday night and goes till sunset Tuesday evening. Hundreds of Jews ascended there to go up on the Temple Mount. And this is the first time they've came to the Temple Mount and been allowed to get up on the Temple Mount in 3 years on the 9th of Av. They were met, though, by hundreds of Arab protesters that were shouting Allah Akbar and get out. This was the first time, though, in 3 years that Jewish visitors had been permitted to enter the mount on the 9th of Av. Rabbi Richman, the international director of the Temple Institute, who led a large group of Jewish visitors to the site, said the group went up to the Temple Mount, considered Judaism's holiest site, in a show of unity. Today, on the 9th of Av, the day upon which the Holy Temple was destroyed, we came together with hundreds of Jews to the Temple Mount to fulfill the commandment of being in the holy place, to pray there for the welfare of the Israeli Defense Force soldiers who are defending all of Israel, and to show that the cycle of endless mourning can only end when the Jewish people are ready to accept responsibility for the rebuilding of the Holy Temple. So that responsibility rests squarely upon all shoulders. The sages of Israel have taught that the Holy Temple can only be rebuilt once the nation has achieved a level of unity and unconditional love. Throughout the past few weeks, our nation has been witness to a level of unity that is almost unprecedented in memory. This is the type of unity and commitment that will enable our generation, with the help of God and with the will of the people of Israel, to rebuild the Holy Temple, said Rabbi Richman. Now, folks, this is huge in Bible prophecy. Because, as you know, in the book of Daniel, in chapter 9, verse 27, it talks about the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet. It talks about a covenant with many, and how that there will be an abomination of desolation standing in the holy place. Now, Jesus says when you see this abomination of desolation, when you see this, whosoever readeth, let him understand. And Apostle Paul in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 explains to us what that is. He says when the lawless one, or the wicked one, the son of perdition, when he comes into the temple of God before the worshipers of God and declares that he is God, you know that this is a very, very important moment. Jesus refers to it. Paul explains it. Well, the temple's not built, so the Antichrist or the wicked one cannot reveal himself or go in there and reveal who he is because the temple's not built yet. But there was a temple just built in Brazil. It's an immaculate facility. It just opened on the 31st of July, just about 5-6 days ago. And it is it's very much resembles the original Temple of Solomon. It is immaculate, and people are just now visiting it. It is an incredible structure. But it is not the temple that is prophesied in the Word that will be built and will be visited by the Antichrist in the last days. Well, how close are we to this event? Well, they're up on the mountain, they're praying, and they're talking of rebuilding. And they are, not only are they talking about it, they've already begun the process. They are prefab building the temple off-site to where it can be brought in and assembled quickly. Within a 7-month period, it can be rebuilt. They have women right now up near Hebron and other places that are actually weaving the veil that will be in there between the Holy of Holies and the Holies. They're working on the veil. They have all the utensils and all of the vessels that are needed and will be inside the temple made of gold. They're completely finished. There's even a red heifer that would be used for the cleansing of the temple, has already been identified in America and is being sent to Israel. So everything is coming together quickly. And I'm telling you, you may be alive and see this event. This is how quickly. I'm talking about the event of the building of the temple, the third temple. Anyway, something biblical is going on with the signs, and that's not just this sign, but many signs that are pointing to the end times. You have to ask yourself a question. Are you saved? Now, I've been to Israel twice. Both times I've been denied to come up here on the Temple Mount. Each time I went, there was no visitors allowed on those days. And I was there in 1996, and I went again last year in 2013. And Lord willing, I'm going back again next year. And again, I will attempt to go up on the Temple Mount just to walk around. Visitors are allowed, but not every day. And anytime there's some conflict and pushing and protesting, they will shoo you away. So maybe next year, just so I can walk up on Mount Moriah and just get a view. I did stand on Mount Zion and get a view of the city last year when I was there. It is spectacular. Of course, I always go to Mount of Olives 2 and 3 times when I'm there, because I love standing there looking at the Eastern Gate and imagining the coming of the Lord. Now, I'm going to be back in just a moment with another important information of end time apocalyptic events. We are living in the last days. Are you saved? Jesus is coming like a thief in the night when you least expect it. Nobody knows the day nor the hour. No, not even the angels around the throne. Not even Jesus knows when he's coming. The Father only. But certainly the signs are pointing to his return.